So a few days ago, I did something really dumb. I gave Fable 5 a task, I hit go, and then I walked away to make coffee. 15 minutes later, I come back to a $300 bill from yours truly. And the thing is, right now, Fable is basically free. It's included in your subscription, whether you have the Pro or the Max. And that's the trap because that free window is about to slam shut. And the second it does, every minute you run this thing is coming straight out of your pocket. So let me show you how I stopped needing the expensive model at all and how you can get 90% of Fable out of Opus, which you're already paying for. Real quick, so you get why I'm making this now. If you're on Pro or Max, Fable's been included in your subscription up to about half your weekly usage. That was supposed to end on July 7th. However, Anthropic pushed it to around the 12th. After that, it's pay per use, and Fable is the priciest model they have right now. So, leaning on it long term is a very bad bet to make. The move is to make the cheap model hit way above its weight. Here's the plan, it's basically five small moves. Once you do them, Opus will stop producing slop and it will feel much closer to a senior level machine, planning, checking, and remembering. Now, will it be as good as Fable 5? Probably not, but it will be much, much better. And none of this is my opinion, by the way. It's straight out of Anthropic's own docs, and I'll show you every line. So let's get into it. All right, move one. And honestly, this one alone is a game changer, and you probably know about it. There's a hidden setting on Opus called effort. So as you can see, we have different levels of effort. We have max effort, extra high effort, medium, low. So by default, you will probably be at something like medium or high. Now, if we want the most out of Opus, we should be targeting something like extra high or max. Anthropic tells us start with the extra high effort level for coding and agentic use cases and use a minimum of high effort for most intelligence sensitive use cases. So this is basically how hard it thinks before it answers. Now, most people never touch it, so their Opus is basically running half asleep. Turning it to high or extra high or even max definitely feels like a completely different model. Although keep in mind, the answers and outputs of the model do take a lot of time to complete compared to, for example, if you use medium. All right, move two. Stop drip feeding it one line at a time. Opus really takes you literally. It will not guess what you meant and it won't fill in the blanks for you. So instead of a back and forth, I just dump the whole thing into the first message, the entire goal, and I also make sure to mention what done looks like. So this one habit alone is what will contribute to flipping it into a more autonomous model and way closer to a Fable-like mode. Anthropic tells us here, Claude Opus 4.8 interprets prompts literally and explicitly, particularly at a lower effort level. So we're going to be on the upper and higher effort levels, but this doesn't mean that we get to skip this part. So it does not silently generalize an instruction from one item to another. And this was made on purpose. Their whole goal of lowering the model's temperature is to avoid things like AI slop. So take it one level further with your prompts, make sure they're full and complete, and include your full set of expectations so that the model knows when to stop working. Move three, and this is the trust one. Here's a dirty secret about AI. It'll happily tell you, hey, the task is done, when it absolutely is not. And the fix is dead simple. You make it back up every single claim with actual proof. Anthropic tested this exact instruction and basically wiped out the fake all done reports. And by the way, none of these claims are my own. So if we check over here, it says before reporting progress, audit each claim against a tool result from this session. And this is a prompt, by the way, that's given to Claude. This prompt was made by Anthropic. Only report work you can point to evidence for. If something is not yet verified, say so explicitly. So we're clearly giving the AI a hard time here and we're saying don't output anything unless it's verified. Again, this is a major contributing factor to getting outputs that are as good as Fable 5's. Move number four is give it a memory. It sounds fancy and you've probably seen a ton of videos out there of people doing things like the Obsidian memory, the Carpathy, whatever. Guilty, by the way. I made a video on that topic if you want to go watch it. But it's literally just as simple as a notes file. We're going to make the model read it before every step and update right after. That's a huge part of why Fable feels so smart on longer jobs. And you can bolt the exact same thing onto Opus in one line. This one line claims store one lesson per file with a one-line summary at the top, record corrections, and confirm approaches alike, including why they mattered. Don't save what the repo or chat history already records. Update an existing note rather than creating a duplicate. Delete notes that turn out to be wrong. So that's how you construct a memory system. It's as simple as a one-line prompt. Now, keep in mind, this will quote unquote bloat your context window, but it is worth it. You can later on, of course, tweak and improve these notes if you see that they're taking up too much space. I can't. All right, last one. And this is the pro move.
No, you don't ever in your life you said this is a pro move, bro.
But I am a pro, bro.
Yeah, what do you think?
Never let it grade its own homework. So instead, you're going to spin up a second agent, basically a fresh pair of eyes, whose only job is to check the work against the actual plan that you gave it. Anthropic literally found out that that beats having the model critique itself. So we can have Opus do this, by the way. We just have to tell it when to do it. Again, it's as simple as a 1 or 2 liner prompt, and this is game changing. So as you can see here for the self-verification, establish a method for checking your own work at an interval of X as you build. Run this every X interval, verifying your work with subagents against the specification. And these subagents, by the way, are completely fresh context. So they are unbiased, and it's not like they're testing the happy path every single time. And by the way, in the description, there will be a master prompt that gathers all of these skill sets to get the best output out of Opus. And that's basically the entire idea. I say this and I'll say it again, the model is not the only star of the show. It's also the systems that you build around it. Again, if you want the entire prompt and the setups we sell to companies, the link is down in the description. Thank you for watching. Thank you.